Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and I am going to continue with Cassini's dream sequence today. I do about three puzzles a video in this sequence, 6x6 puzzles in this sequence of irregular 6x6 Sudokus, and they've been great fun. I've done 2 videos already with 3 puzzles in each video. I'm aiming for 25 to 30 minutes a video, so that kind of dictates how many puzzles I do, as does my ability to do them. So all the thumbnail will include all the grids that I achieved today, and you'll have seen that already. The description field under the video will feature the rules and links to all the puzzles I do today, so you'll know how many I'm going to get through. I don't. But first of all, I'm going to tell you about Patreon, where on the 1st of every month we produce a Sudoku hunt and urge you to give it a go. It's a competition until the 20th and it just remains, and you can have a go at all the past ones, as some people do, and they're great fun. So do check that out. Also on Patreon, gridogram and connections videos and crossword videos, so something to attract everybody. In our apps, we have also something to attract everybody. We have all sorts of types of apps, including Classic Sudoku 2 and the Worms. And remember, Blobz' eclectic Sudoku worm features 6x6 Sudokus and is great fun. And of course, we have some merch, Rat Run merch by Marty Sears, and all our other merch, including caps and hats and hoodies and water bottles and the like. Do give it a try. It's on the links under the video. Right. So are the rules and the links to these puzzles, and I'm going to start with 4 Forts and a Dream. These are by Cassini, recommended to us by Fitzy, and it's proved popular. So let's have a look at an irregular Sudoku. We're placing the digits 1 to 6 in every row, every column, and every marked region. A digit in a grey cell is greater than all the orthogonally adjacent cells, so that one is a bigger digit than each of these, not than them summed up, but than each of them. And this little V sort of points to the lower of the 2 digits on it. That's it. Give it a try. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. And here, let's start with the fortress cells. Let's start with colouring. That's what we do in these puzzles. So I'll make that green. Where's green in the top row? It's got to be there. Where's green in this region? It's got to be in one of those cells. And green in this row, it's not there, or in this region. It's definitely there on the V, on the lower side of it. So green in this row. Oh, I mustn't ignore the grey cells as potentially green. I'm just reminding myself of that. Green in row 4 is in one of those 2, I think. Oh, green in this region is definite. That's there. And that sees, well, quite a few cells in this box are seen. So green is in one of those 2. We've got 2 greens left to do. And I don't know exactly how they are disposed. But I'm going to take this cell next and make it red in column 1. That now has to be at the top. In this region, one of those 3, this red may have been a very poor choice of digit to look at next. Let's get rid of it. It didn't really work. I'm doing this cell. Where's that in this region? It's definitely in the fortress. Oh, I was getting rid of that red. Sorry, that was not known to be the same. I just failed to knock it out. Right, red is now in one of those 2 cells in this curly region. Okay, that didn't help any more than the other one did. Right, there's a law of leftovers thing though. So if we take these 3 regions and compare they contain the digits 1 to 6 3 times. We compare them against the top 3 rows, which also do. These 2 stick out, and they're now red and blue. And that's these 2. So that's red and this one's blue. These 2 are the same as these 2, because if we compare that with column 6, that happens. So Could this be blue? Yes. In fact, where is blue in this row? Now that we've put it in one of those cells, it's definitely there. Right. Now in this region, it's in one of those two, and it can't be here because it sees those. So this is blue. That's made us find the two greens. And we've made good progress in this region. I bet we can find blue now there. Then there's one more blue to go in the top region in one of those cells. Now, has that improved our chances with red? Yes, because red can't be there or there. So in this region, it's in one of those two. So red's now a little 2 by 2 there, which knocks out all of these cells from being red and finds it in that left-hand L, and finds it in the top row. Since there's 2 there, there can't be a red here, and it's there. Okay, well that was good for red. We'll make this one now. I'm going to risk this cell again. That's yellow. In column 1, that is in the corner. In this row, it's in one of those 2 cells. In this shape, if I knew it wasn't there, I would put it here. It is in one of those 2 cells in this shape, and one of these 2 cells. And that's a pair up. That's an X-wing in columns 3 and 4 for yellow. So actually, yellow in column 5 must be there. Okay, now I'm going to colour this violet. Where's that in column 6? It's in one of those 2 with yellow. Where is it in row 1? It's in one of those 2 with blue. Where is it in this region? Well, it's in one of these 2 with a 6th colour. I'm not going to use grey because of the fortress cells, so I'm going to use orange. Violet and orange are there. This is orange to complete column 6 and row 1. This is orange and violet in some order in column 1. This region, I don't know, it needs an orange as well as red and yellow in these 3 cells. Yeah, that's not so obvious. So maybe I have to now try and use the fortress cells. Or am I just being a bit dim about the other colours? I don't know. So, what do we learn about the relationship between digits? Red is bigger than all of orange, blue and yellow. Violet is also bigger than blue and orange, but blue is bigger than green and something else. So blue is at least a 3. And yet both red and violet are bigger than blue. So they are from 4, 5, 6. That's quite interesting, isn't it? And this can't be violet, because violet is bigger than blue, so blue can't be bigger than violet. So that becomes orange. This becomes violet. Orange, blue, red, green. These are yellow and violet in some order. This is yellow or violet. I don't know. Yeah, I should know. Blue is at least 3 because it's bigger than green and orange. So blue is 3, 4 or 5, but blue is smaller than both red and violet. So blue can't be 5 because they would both have to be 6 then. So blue is 3 or 4. Now, green is smaller on the V than this digit, but I don't know whether that's orange or violet. Green and orange, if they're smaller than 3 or 4, they are definitely from 1, 2 or 3. This is worth pencil marking. I know I'm faffing around a little bit here, but now, this cell, it's either yellow or violet. If it was violet, it would be bigger than orange, green, and maybe red or blue. No, that's not helpful. If it's yellow, though, it's bigger than a lot of things. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Okay. blue and red, blue and violet. These are always from 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, this digit is not a 6 next to that. Right, blue and red are from 3, 4, 5, 6. So this digit has to be higher. Whatever this is, I don't know whether it is yellow or violet, it's 4, 5 or 6. So one of these, two of these are from 1, 2, 3, one or two of them. That's not interesting. Oh, I've let myself down a bit on the colours, haven't I? Red, green and blue here. These are yellow, orange and violet. This one can't be orange, that one can't be yellow. Okay, where can yellows be? If that's yellow, these are yellow. Then okay, I'm going to try a different tack. If this was orange, orange would be 3 or 2 and green would be 2 or 1. Now, what would that do anywhere else? I don't know. I don't think it has a lot of impact anywhere else. Okay. If blue was 3, green and orange would be 1 and 2. So green, orange and blue would be 1, 2 and 3. Yellow, red and violet would be 4, 5 and 6. Including, I don't know if it includes, but it definitely includes both of these. This digit can't be a 6 because of where it's sitting. Oh, I must have missed doing some colouring. I must have missed a bit out. Yeah, here we go. In this row, violet is in one of these cells, along with orange actually. But there's a violet there and a violet there and a violet there. That's all 3 violets for these columns. Oh no, look, this violet is looking at that cell, so that's yellow. Ah, this is violet. This must be yellow now. There, I did just miss something very basic. That can't be yellow, and this is definitely yellow now. Now, I've still got a little bit of orange. This is definitely not yellow now. And these are red and orange between them, aren't they? Yeah, that's okay. Now, this means yellow is bigger than this and this, but smaller than red here. So yellow is not 6. Yellow is 4 or 5, and now we know that yellow, red and violet are 4, 5 and 6, and that makes blue into 3. Blue is 3, green and orange are 2 and 1. That's going to end up being orange. That's how we're going to disambiguate them. We haven't got there yet. What is it? Violet, red and yellow. Or yellow is always 4 or 5. Violet and orange are always 4, 5 or 6. No, not violet and orange. Violet and red. Oh, bother. That's already fulfilled. This one is 4 or 5, so this can't be a 6. This is, well, it could be orange, so it could be 1 or 2. If it is violet, violet is 4, and yellow is 5, and red is 6. Should I know? Is there a way that I do know and I can't figure it out? Ah, this is, yellow is bigger than red. Right, red is bigger than yellow there. So yellow can't be bigger than red here, so that's not red. There we go. So that's blue. These aren't blue. This is definitely blue. Blue is always 3. 3s are all filled in. Didn't get one in the corner. Now, That's red. This is not red. This is red. This is not orange. This is not violet. This is not orange. This is not violet. Now orange has to be bigger than green, and therefore orange is 2 and green is 1. That's what I expected. Good. Now red is bigger than yellow. So red is not 4. Violet is smaller than yellow. So yellow is 5, violet is 4, red is 6, and we are done. Dear me, that didn't go quickly. Let's move on to a quiver and a dream. And in this puzzle, we have arrows, as well as the irregular Sudoku. We have arrows where the digits on the arrow sum to the digit in the circle. Let's get cracking. Okay, we'll colour that cell red. Now, on the arrow, that means this is red. In the top row, that's red. In this region, one of those two is red. It can't be there because we'd have an arrow problem. In this pair, one is red. And in this pair, I don't know the answer to that. Okay, but that's a good start. Let's look at this cell, green, in this final column, it's there. In this shape, it's in one of those two. And that ran out of juice pretty quickly, so it wasn't a smart place. Let's undo that. Let's find out something a little better. Okay, I'm going to start with these two cells. Let's call them green and blue. In row 2, they're here. And that digit is still that digit. So now we've found blue and green in column 6 as well. Now, in this shape, they're not in those cells, so they're somewhere else. Oh, no. Well, okay, let's leave that alone. This is a 4th colour because it's not green or blue in this row. And this has a 1-cell arrow, so we can immediately find it in the row below. Then in this region, it must be there. Then it's in one of those 2 cells in the top row. In this region, it must be in one of those with red. And in this region, one of these 3. Okay, that was interesting. This, now, we'll call it pink. In column 1, it has to be there, because it can't be in the same region again. Then we've got a 6th colour, which I will make grey this time. No, not grey, because it might obscure arrows. We'll go violet again. So we've got pink here, violet in still as the 6th colour. Now, red and pink, that has to be red in this region. Yes, that's red. So that's not red. This is not red. Now it's yellow, and that makes this yellow and this one red. So all the yellows and reds are done. If I do this one at the top, they are. All the yellows and reds are done. This is a blue-green pair in this column, because they're not pink or violet. Now we've got a blue-green pair in the top row, so the others are pink and violet. That's pink and violet in the final column, and I know which is which. Oh, ugly. I've got 2 reds in this region, so I've botched this. Right, we go right back to the beginning. I mean, that's just wrong, so look how early on I messed it up. Wow, first thing I did was mess it up. Where's red in this row? It's there. Why did I think it was anywhere else? I don't know. Where's red in this region? It's there. Where's the last red in the puzzle? There. Okay, sorry. Now, what was the good thing to do? The first thing I sort of did was blue and green. Let's do that again. There they are, and there they are in row in this region. That digit has to be up here in the final column. So we're getting some sort of blue and green. Now I'm going to make this yellow, which isn't either red, blue or green. And that goes here. Now, things have changed a bit, but we can still find it in this lying down region, the recliner. Then it's in one of those two cells. Now it's not here or here, it's in one of these three, and in the final column, yes, it's in one of those two. Okay, this is all right. Now, we've still got pink and violet for this column. Oh no, let's give them individual colours. Pink, then violet. This is now pink because it sees all the other colours. This is violet. One of these two is pink. That's a bit different from the last wrong time. In this column, we've got blue and green still to place. So now in this row, pink and violet have to fit in there with a yellow that hasn't actually been resolved this time. That's fine, that's fine. Sorry about the error. These things do happen from time to time. Pink's in one of those cells, so it's not here. This isn't pink. Oh, can I separate the greens and the blues? Yeah, go on, let's make that green. So that's green. These two are blue. That's now definitely green. And these two I don't know, but that's what I wanted to know. Green in this region is in one of these two. So that's a pair of greens, and green in this region is definitely here in the corner. And green equals 2 red according to this arrow, which is quite interesting. I mean, we'll get back to that, I imagine. Now, down here we have blue and violet still to come. Column 2's finished, row 2's finished. Green is in one of those two, yeah, I know that. Blue's there. One of these is blue, one of these is blue. Okay, this is a little tricky. Now, the circles and arrows don't just, we can't have blue on its own circle. There we go. They don't just have equals to X relationships. They also have greater than relationships. Anyway, this is finding us greens. They're all done. Now we get this extra blue, and I'm hoping that helps. One of these two is blue in this region, and that means this isn't blue and is violet. Now we find blue in column 1. And I think one of these two is blue in row 6. Now we weren't doing very well with pink. But here, right, let's figure this out. Green here was worth 2 red, and yet it's smaller than blue. So green is either 2 or 4. It's not 6. It must be even because it's 2 red. So green is 2 or 4. This is 1, 2 or 3, this yellow. And this is at least 3 blue. Now, could that be blue? Then yellow would have to be 1. No, this can't be blue because it would be smaller than green. But up here we established that green is smaller than blue, so that can't be blue. Those two are the blues, that one is not. This green is adding, it's not huge, 2 or 4, and it's adding yellow and something else, which is violet or pink. Somewhere in the puzzle, violet or pink must appear on an arrow, otherwise they won't get disambiguated. Well, it will be in one of these two cells, I guess. Oh, we don't know that yellow's in there either. Sorry, I was assuming yellow was on that arrow. It might be pink and violet. Right, that's pink. It sees all the other 5 colours. That's violet. Pink's in one of those two. This is violet in its region. That is the last violet in the puzzle. Yellow and pink. One of these is... Okay, now we have to do something cleverer. Violet is smaller than 2 or 4, so violet is 1, 2 or 3 as well. Red is 1 or 2. I'd forgotten that. And now we've got a set of 1, 2, 3, 4. And blue and pink are 5 and 6 between them. Okay. Right, if red was 2, this green would be, okay, if red was 1, green would be 2, but it's adding 2 different colours here, so that's not happening. So green is 4, there we go. Red is 2. That 4 is adding a 1, 3 pair, obviously, so this digit is 5 or 6, which means it's not yellow, it's pink. And that's going to give us all our colouring. Pink and yellow are now a 1, 3, no, violet and yellow are a 1, 3 pair. So that is 1 or 3. And this has to be odd and is 5. Blue is 5. Yellow is 1. Pink is 6. Violet is 3. And we are done. There we go. That's another one done. And I think there's time to go on to the 9th puzzle. Let's do it. Let's hope I can do it quickly as well. So we've got little killer clues called Crossbows here, and they indicate the sum of the indicated diagonal. Those dells will add up to 17. Let's get cracking. Okay, so colouring gives us red there, red in the top row. Oh, look at these shapes. They seem quite familiar, which is fun. One of those is a red, but doesn't necessarily help. One of those is a red. One of these two is a red in this shape. We know where it goes. One of these two is a red, and the only red in column 3 is there. So that's quite a lot of the reds done. This one is in a good position because we can immediately find it in the shape above. Then in this shape it has to share with red there. And that wasn't a lot else going on. Right, I'm going to mention this shape, this cell, violet, in this region, it has to be in one of those two. In this region, it's going to be in one of those two on the vertical. In this region, one of those two, and therefore not here, and definitely here. This region, one of those 3, that's less helpful. Have we got any further with yellow, which is in one of those cells and one of these? No, definitely not. Okay, we need a 4th colour. Where shall we choose our 4th colour? Here, light blue. That's got to be here in this region now. And then it's in one of those two. I was going to say one of those two, but that is not actually something I know. Okay, I'm going to colour this green. Oh, that's good, because in this row, it has to be here. I am being careful to select digits or colours that can't be the same as the other colours so far, just in case you're worrying about my proclivities to fail to do that. One of those is green. There's this region needs a green in one of those cells. And this colour is the 6th colour. Let's make it orange today. That's not really going anywhere for me. So, how are the little killers going? Not all that well, if I'm honest. There's a lot of uncertainty. This one starts red, yellow, red. But then who knows how it finishes? This one, if that was violet, would we have 3 violets? That would be quite interesting on this diagonal particularly, is all I mean. I don't think there's any proof of that. Right, here we've got orange, yellow, and something light blue. I suppose this one can't be the light blue. The trouble is this shape is so uncertain in what it contains that I just don't know where I'm at. One of these is orange in the region. Ah, I hadn't spotted that. So that's wrong as well. Everything's wrong because there's 2 reds in this region. Isn't that exactly what I did in the last puzzle? Or was it the one before? I put 2 reds in a region straight away and absolutely fouled it up. Well, this was from the get-go here as well. Look at this nonsense that I put in. Right, we'll start with red there, no red here. The red in this row is definitely there. I mean, that's very different. Right, red is in one of those 2 cells in row 4. I'm sorry, I'm obviously just not capable of doing these puzzles well. Red in row 6 is in one of those 2, and that's the red in column 4. Well, this is different then. Right, let's go there. Was it there? Is that what I did next? Don't know. No, I didn't, I think. But then maybe I was being guided by idiocy last time. Let's do this as yellow. In this region, that can only go here. That's in one of these 2 in this curly region. And in the final column, it's definitely there. Okay, well, this might all give us a very different picture to what we were having before. Now, in this column, oh no, yellow's in one of those 3. Yeah, maybe yellow wasn't brilliant as an idea. I'm going to do this next. I'm going to make that green, and that can't be in these cells, so it must be there. Oh, hang on. This has totally failed in this. I've failed on red again. I still didn't get red into a region, and I must have doubled it in a region. Why am I such an idiot? Why? Look, I got to this point and that was fine. I went wrong immediately. This is red in the backwards L. And this must be red in the shapely region. I'm so sorry. This is awful, isn't it? Anyway, I'm carrying on, persevering, cracking on through. Let's do it again. Okay, where am I selecting yellow? I'm selecting it here now. And now I can place it in that region. And now I can place it in the curly region exactly. And then I can place it in this staircase region. Then in this region over on the left. And then in the corner. Okay, well that's 2 colours fully done. No problems. If I was just doing them right, I would be better. Oh, it's ridiculous how bad I am. Right, that's green. Where does that go in this shape? There. Then that is in one of these 2 in the curly shape. But, oh, it's in one of those 2 in the toilet shape. It's in one of those 2 in the top shape. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to continue with that. I'm going to move on to where? Let's do this one as blue because I know where that goes in this region. It goes there. Then in this region, it must go there. Hopefully I'm doing this better now. In the top region, it's in one of those 2. In this curly region, it's in one of those 2. That's a sort of X-wing. And in row 5, it's there. Okay, well that's good. Now I am going to find 2 other colours to use. Let's use orange and pink. And they are also down here, orange and pink, in a little 2x2. So they've been fully used. That's green in the column. That's also green in the column, and this is not. That's now not green, and this must be green, I think, and that fixes us with a pair of blues and a non-blue. And one more green. There we go. Greens are done. Orange has been in this region, which I've messed it up again. I mean, this is unbelievable. How can I be this bad? How am I being this bad at apportioning colours? I was all right with red and yellow. They looked fine. Here we were with red and yellow, and then green there must be green there. Then I said, green in one of these two. Let's try again. I'm so sorry. Green's in one of those two. Then we tried something else. We tried, where was good? This was good. This was blue. And then that can't be in those cells, so it's definitely there. Now it must be in one of those two in this curly region. Blue. Must be. Now we've found it in this L-shaped backwards region. Now I know where it is in the bottom row. And now in the top row it's in one of those two. That's fair enough. Okay, then I was going to do this. Was I? Yeah, let's call that. Oh, I don't know if that's green. You see, I stopped doing green. Let's do it here. Let's make this pink. And it can't be in those cells, so it's there in that region. Now in this curly region, it's here with blue. So there's no green, that's pink and blue. Therefore green is there in the curly region. Now this is green in the staircase region. And this is the 6th digit, which I haven't got to yet, but that's not green and this is. And now I can't fit a 6th green in. What? Is this puzzle impossible? Have I stumbled on an impossibility? Right. I mean, there's nothing for it but to go back to the absolute drawing board and try from scratch. Maybe I'm still getting red wrong somehow. I don't know. This is the weirdest thing that's happened. Okay. We'll go back to the drawing board. I'm not restarting the puzzle because that would give me a false time. I don't deserve it. Red there. That's red in the next shape. Red in this shape is not in one of those three because we've had red there. It's here in row 3. Then it's in one of these two in row 4. In row 6, it's in one of those two, and in row 5, it must be there. That's weird, and it doesn't work. That's because I said in row 6 it was in one of those two, because for some reason I couldn't see that it had to be there, which definitely puts it there and there. Okay, so I'm making the same mistakes as before, and worse. Right, yellow is there, yellow in this S region is there, yellow in the final column is definitely there, yellow in the curly shape is there, that means yellow in this staircase shape is there, and yellow in the first column is there. Yellow is fine, that is in 6 different regions. Then we look at this as blue, that must be here in the staircase region, in one of those two. Now, it's in one of those two in column 6. It's in one of these two in this bottom shape, and I don't think I've ever seen that pattern before. And one of these 3 up here. So I'm going to move on to this. This is green in this row. That can't be in its region again, it must be there. It's got to be in this curly region with blue in one of those cells. In the bottom row, it has to be in one of those two. I mean, I can't have done anything wrong yet. It must be here because it can't be there because of this green thing. So that feels like it's got to be right for green. I mean, I'm wondering if I'm losing my mind. Okay, this cell, I'm going to call it orange. In this row, it can't be in the same region. It's got to be there. In this shape, it's now got to be here. in the top row, it's in one of those three. Well, this orange and whatever this is, let's call it grey, are this pair and this pair. And that's giving us a grey-orange pair in this column. That's grey to complete row 4. So that sorts out the colours of orange and grey as we go up the staircase there. This is blue to complete the column. This is grey to complete the column. These are green and orange. We now know what order that is. Have I actually come up with the correct colouring finally after all this time and nonsense? Maybe. As long as grey there does it. Have I managed to avoid repeating anyway? Okay, let's assume this is right. Right, this 22 has 4 blues. They can't be 5 or more. They can't be 2 or less. Yeah, they can't be 5 or more quite, because 5 4s would be 20 and those would both have to be 1, but they're different colours. They can't be 2 or less, because 2 would be 8. These two would have to add up to 14. That's too much. So blue is 3 or 4. If it's 3, these ones add up to 12. These two add up to 10 and are 4 and 6. If it's 4, these are 1 and 5. Oh, this 15 is 3 yellows and a green. Well, that could be 3 3s and a 6, or 3 4s and a 3. It can't be 3 2s or 3 5s. So it can't be 3 4s and a 3 because of what we've done with blue. Because if yellow and green were 3 and 4, blue wouldn't work. So yellow is 3 3, or this 15 is 3 3s and a 6. Blues have become 4s. Red and orange are a 1 5 pair. And that means grey is 2. And now we can add up this. Oh, look, I've never even used this diagonal, have I? But it does add up to 17. This one is going to use 4 and 2 5s and a 1 rather than 2 1s and a 5. So orange is 5, red is 1. I finally did it, and it was absolutely straightforward. My time was not 70 minutes. Did I not restart? It really wasn't. I must have not restarted it from whenever I loaded it up an hour ago. Sorry about that. Anyway, that is another one done, and that is a much longer video than planned, but 3 puzzles done again, and I will definitely return to this series in the future. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye for now.